E of Little Faith, Robert Padilla, saying no show today. There is a show today. It's called The Immigration Answers Show. And it's your boy, James Oliver Hacking III. I'm doing a stand-up show. I haven't done a stand-up show for a while. I miss standing up while doing the show. We're hopefully going to be building a studio downstairs that will allow me to do shows like this. This is episode number 371. I was quite surprised to see only Hooli in the waiting room. So you're never going to have a chance like this, friends. The waiting room is open, as they say. I see 7 spots right now open in the waiting room. So come join us. Come ask me a question. I'm going to go until 3:55. I have to stop a few minutes early. So sorry for starting late. Yes, Robert, I appreciate that. I appreciate your vote of confidence. I was just in a meeting that ran a little long, but here we are. So let's get to it. Looks like Vikos is ready to go. Hello, Vikos.
Hello, Mr. Jim.
Doing?
I'm doing good, sir. How about yourself?
I can't complain.
Great. So thank you for your effort, your help. I have 2 questions. My first question is, in 2020, November 2020, I've submitted a request for my mother-in-law in Ghana to visit. Unfortunately, the only spot available at that time for interview scheduling was in December 2024.
December 2020 what?
24.
Oh my God, what a joke. Okay.
Yeah. So we choose it. Until now, I was expecting that something would change, but nothing has changed. So, but I learned that I'm from Togo and my wife is from Ghana. So I learned that there are some free spots in Togo. There is not much people in Togo. So I want to know if it is possible to reschedule in Togo for her.
It all depends on whether or not Togo is willing to accept it. So you can try, you can ask them, see if they'll accept the transfer. It sounds like you don't have much to lose given that you're still 18 months away. So yeah, I'd give it a shot. Don't get your hopes up. I assume your mother-in-law can get a visa to go to Togo. It's not a big deal for her to go to Togo.
No, she can just travel. Our 2 places is so close. Yeah. It's about an hour drive. So she can come without any problem.
I'd say give it a shot.
Okay. Thank you, sir. My second question is, can a debt relief request affect an immigration filing?
What kind of immigration filing?
Is alien request for alien relative.
So wait, what's the question? So you mean a petition for alien relative? You mean somebody's filing for a green card or what? What do you mean?
Yeah, a petition for a family member.
Well, who's petitioning for who? What are you talking about? So I don't understand what's happening. Tell me who's petitioning for who?
My wife is petitioning for the mom.
She's filing an I-130 petition?
For her mom.
Did she file it already?
Yes, she has already submitted the request.
Okay, and so the question is, what's the question then? Because your wife has gotten government benefits, is that what you mean? Or debt relief or what? What's the problem?
The problem is she wants to request, she's having some credit card debt and want to apply for debt relief.
Bankruptcy or something other than just debt relief? You just mean debt relief?
Excuse me, the line is breaking, please.
Yeah, so the question is, if your wife applies for some kind of debt relief, will that keep her from being able to sponsor her mother? She'll probably need a co-sponsor, but that should be it.
Yes. So I'll be the co-sponsor. That will not affect her to...
It shouldn't, as long as she pays her taxes and as long as she has a co-sponsor, it should be fine.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir.
Bye, Vikos. See you, buddy. Let's say hi to Millie. Hello, Millie.
Hi, Jim. Longtime listener, Laura. Nurse Laura actually prompted me to go on the show today.
Oh, nice. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, for sure. So I do have a question. I do have a note, so I'm going to look down a little bit.
Oh, yeah, sure. You're fine.
I was on an L1B extension from 2019 to January 2022, and my employer filed for extension before my I-94 expired. So I was in a period of authorized stay by the Attorney General. And then I was also given 240 days of extension to work and stay. During the time I got married, my husband is a green card holder, and we applied for adjustment of status. But shortly after that, my L1B got denied, but I still had my adjustment status. And recently, it got denied on the basis of when I applied for my adjustment of status, I was not in a lawful non-immigrant status.
So you got a denial notice on the 45.
Yeah.
How far is your spouse away from becoming a citizen?
A year.
Okay. So you're sort of stuck right now. You're not working. You don't have work authorization. You don't have a green card. You got nothing.
I'm on a leave of absence from my company. So one of the options is that I move back to Canada, where I'm originally from, and do the whole process through consular processing.
Yeah.
So that's one of the options we're thinking of right now. I did talk to your law firm already. Motion to appeal is not an option. Refiling is not an option for sure.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So the only option I wanted to float through you is consular processing.
I mean, you can. You're going to be stuck outside the United States for a while. How long ago did your L1B get denied?
It got denied a week after we applied for adjustment status, so August 24th of 2022.
And then when did your green card get denied?
2 days ago.
And we're confident that they're right in the denial?
It's like a needle in a haystack, where it's like one line out of the textbook where they're using it to kind of prove that.
Have you sent us that denial notice?
I have.
Is it under your name?
Yes.
Okay, I'll look at it over the weekend.
Okay.
And I will send you an email over the weekend.
Okay. My second question is
just real quick, Huli, can you send me a task for that, an email or in Pipedrive, please? Thank you. Sorry, Millie, go ahead.
No worries. So my second question is that since I was in the POGIS, like period of authorized stay by the Attorney General for my L1B, and then I was under that for my adjustment of status, so I shouldn't have accrued any.
Well, that's what I want to check. That's exactly what I want to check. Is I don't want you to have some kind of unlawful presence since August, because then if you consular process, we've got a 3-year bar. I don't think you do, but I would want to nail that down before I said it's okay for you to go.
Yeah, that's what we're worried too. Like, we're working with our lawyers, but that's one of the main concern is that 3-year bar.
Yeah. So you have lawyers for that already?
Yeah, we're thinking of options next week, but I thought I would go on the show and ask you.
No, that's fine. I think that well, there's things I want to tell you that I don't necessarily want to say on camera. So send that thing. I'll look that thing over and then we'll talk. Okay.
Okay. Should I just wait for your email, or do you want me to shoot you?
Yeah. No, that's fine. If Huli tag me, I'll be fine.
Okay. Sounds good. Thanks, Jim.
Thank you, Millie. Okay. See ya. All right. There's still room in the waiting room. Let's say hi to May. Hello, May. You're on mute.
Oh, sorry. Hi, Jim. How are you?
I'm great. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Question. Remember, my stepson filed for my petition.
Yes. One of my
So
favorites.
now I'm a green card holder. Yep. Yay. Is it still considered as marriage-based, and that I can apply for citizenship after 3 years, or should I be waiting on the 5th year?
Yes and no, right?
Okay. So how is the yes and no?
No, it's not considered marriage based, but yes, if someone has a green card, if someone has a green card for 3 years, and someone is married to a U.S. citizen for 3 years, once both of those things are true, they can apply under the 3-year rule, even if they didn't get that green card through the marriage to the spouse.
Oh, okay. So I can still apply for it within the 3-year thing.
Hmm.
Ah, okay. Because I was like thinking, okay, I know this is not marriage based now. It's more like family based, right?
Now, the only thing I would say is just because you can doesn't mean you should, right? So
Okay.
the question is, do we want to have to prove up the marriage? Are we worried they're going to give us trouble on citizenship because of the issue your husband had? So the technical rule is yes, you can. The question is whether or not you should. That I don't know.
Okay. So you think it's better to just wait the fifth year before I file for citizenship?
I would, unless there's some big hurry, like you need to get someone here from back home or something. If not, if you're not in a big rush to sponsor somebody,
Mm-hmm.
I would probably wait the full 5.
It was just that basically what happened. My mom passed away recently, so I was able to use my green card right away as soon as Yeah, I just got back like a week ago
Oh, I'm sorry.
from
I'm
the
sorry.
Philippines.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and then
Did
my
you see her,
family here. I'm sorry.
did you see her before she passed away or after?
No. I she passed away, and then that's when I was able to go there.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. But you know what? The good thing is I was able to get my green card. She knew I was able to get my green card, but I wasn't able to make it before she passed away.
I'm sorry.
So, yeah. Um it
Yeah,
happens.
so you don't have
Yeah.
to sponsor her. So I unless you have some compelling reason, I don't want them poking around in your marriage. I would just wait the
Mhm.
full 5.
Yeah. Because it's mostly my dad now that I just want to sponsor. But the thing is I'm thinking maybe it would be maybe I was thinking of just getting him a visitor visa.
Good luck
I
with the
don't
Philippines.
know.
It's hard to get.
Yeah. Well, and
And
then another thing is that he's a senior citizen, like he's old, so I don't know if that would work.
yeah,
What do you think?
probably if they figure out if they if what kind of a visa did you have when you came?
It's a tourist visa, but
Yeah,
I
so
have been going back and forth before I married my husband and applied for adjustment.
yeah, but when an adult child files for adjustment based on marriage after having entered on a visit visa, I believe
Mm-hmm.
it makes it harder for the parent to get a visit visa. Plus,
Okay.
if they figure out your mom passed away and you're sitting in the United States on a path to citizenship, they probably don't want to give dad a visit visa because they think he's just going to hang out here until you become a citizen and can
Uh
sponsor
huh.
him.
Okay,
Not,
so would it
not,
be
saying,
better?
not saying it won't happen, just saying they might not give it to him.
Uh huh. So would it be better if I'm a citizen before I file for like a visitor visa for him or something?
I don't know that it matters.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I actually think it'd be better for you to apply before you become a citizen for him to get a visit visa. But either way, I mean, Manila is one of the worst embassies we deal with. Visit visas are low on the list.
Yep.
You got a visit visa and then you applied for adjustment. So I don't
Mm-hmm.
think you should plan on him getting a visit visa.
Okay. So should I just apply? Should I just petition him now while I'm on a green card or what?
For it. Yeah, sure.
It will be better. Yeah.
I don't know any of it's better or worse. I just don't think it's going to work.
Oh, okay. Alrighty. Yeah. All right. Thank you so much, Jim.
Okay, take
Always
care.
a fan. Thank you.
See ya.
You too.
Bye. All right. Hey, everybody. Juli asked a very important question. What are your plans for the weekend? What are your plans for the weekend? My son Ibrahim is graduating from high school tomorrow, so we will all be at his graduation cheering him on tomorrow night, Saturday. That'll be fun. Tonight we're going to the Cardinal game, so that'll also be fun. Let's say hi to Zach. Hello, Zach.
Hey Jim, good afternoon.
How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Great.
So Jim, thank you first of all for your service. I actually got to know about this live stream like recently from my friend. So yeah, I'll just give it will be quick. So
Go for it.
I am in the process of adjustment of status,
Okay.
and I got married, and my spouse is U.S. citizen, and we got married in June 2022 last year,
Okay.
and we applied in September. And during this time, before this, I was on H-1B working. And since I got married, I was had an opportunity to apply for my work permit, EAD, and I got expedited since I had an full-time offer from an employer. So I applied that and I got lucky there. I got the GC EAD.
Nice.
Yeah, but last week on May 8th, I got an RFE on I-130 for bona fide marriage. So my question here is, I have the documentation, but it's just that I stay with my brother in his home, and I don't really have a lease on my name or my spouse name. We just share and we stay with my brother.
You both stay with
And
your brother.
yes, we stay in the same house, and it's owned by my brother. So I
Does
was
your
planning
brother
to.
does your brother stay there too, or just they're
Yeah,
just
he stays. He
so
stays with us.
the three of you live together?
Yeah, he and his family, and me and my spouse. He's
Okay.
married as well. So
Mhm.
we all stay together at one home. And he actually owns the house, and I don't have a lease on my name. Since it's about the bona fide marriage, I'm trying to collect as much as evidence as I can.
Why did
And
you get a request for evidence for bona fide marriage? If you filed a strong enough case, you shouldn't get one of those.
yeah, maybe since the case was transferred, I'm assuming that might be the case. But
No, that's not why.
I,
It's because you didn't submit enough evidence. Why didn't you submit enough evidence?
yeah, because I did as much as I can, like insurance proof and stuff like that, whatever we had back in September. So I should have uploaded more pictures or something like that online. I was not aware of that option that we can do. But now, since I got it, my question is it okay if I get an affidavit from my brother and attach his house ownership title,
Mhm.
proving that it's his house and he's saying that I stay with him? Will that be
Yeah,
fine?
but make it very detailed. Don't just say I'm Zach's brother. He and his wife live here with me. Thank you. Please approve his green card. You got to go into detail. Why do you live with them? Why don't you live on your own? Do you pay rent? Do you help pay the utilities? How do you pay? I would get an affidavit not just from your brother, but also from his spouse. So I would do
Okay.
two instead of one, and I would have it be very detailed. I would say, you know, they seem to be a married couple. They do things together. They're always together. They're eat meals together. I mean, don't just do a drive-by affidavit. It should be like 3 pages long.
Okay. Okay. Makes sense. And one more thing is, she's from the other state. I'm in New Jersey. So since it was we got married in June, and she was enrolled in some marketplace healthcare. So when we filed taxes jointly, it got rejected, showing that we have to get that marketplace healthcare documentation as well. So my accountant suggested to file it separate, married but separate, because that marketplace healthcare, since she was on her father's policy, he was taking care, he was out of country and all of that. But if we file with that, we have to pay like a big portion of his marketplace healthcare, since she was a part of it. So my accountant suggested just file married but separately for this year
So
and go
that's
from there.
great. That's great for tax purposes. That's terrible for immigration purposes.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So what should we do in that? Like, I was thinking not to submit the joint tax
Well,
since
they're going to
it's
ask
separate.
that you're going to have to submit it.
Is it like a mandatory
Yeah,
document? Okay.
she's the petitioner. Yeah, they're going to get her taxes. So that was not a good idea.
Yeah. What do you suggest in this scenario? Like,
You should
what's
file
the
joint. You should file joint tax returns.
okay?
I don't
We
care
can't.
about I don't care about taxes. I only care about immigration. I'm not your tax attorney. I'm immigration.
Okay. So should we like file like a petition now because it's already filed now and it got processed.
I don't know. You can file an amended one.
Okay. So that would be a good option to do that first and then submit, right?
Yeah, but you're probably under a deadline for the RFE. So chop chop.
Yeah, it's on due days is like 2 months down from today, so we have little bit time to do these adjustments. So yeah, I'll just write a good detailed affidavit, show his proof of ownership of the house, and also try to get a joint taxes
Sounds
before
good,
I
Zach.
file.
Good luck, buddy.
Okay, thank you, Jim.
See
Thank you
ya.
so much.
All right, we have a very special guest coming up next. Her name is Mackenzie. Hello, Mackenzie.
Hi, can you hear me?
I can. How you doing?
Doing good. How are you?
Great. What do you want to talk about?
Well, as you know, I'm considering going into law, so I just had a few general questions specifically about law school.
Great.
What can I do in high school to prepare me for law school? Like, what types of things are they going to look for in an applicant?
So, so you are you a senior? Are you going to be a senior? What are you doing?
I'm going into my junior year.
Oh, junior year. Okay. So, do you do speech and debate?
I did debate last year.
How'd you like it?
I didn't continue it on this year.
You didn't like it?
No, I moved schools and the new school doesn't have a debate team.
Oh, that's too bad. How about mock trial? Do they have anything like mock trial?
I don't believe so.
Well, I would make sure that you have good grades in English. I mean, you're still a long way away. So when you get to college, I would do it depends. What kind of a lawyer do you want to be?
I want to go into immigration law.
Yeah, so I would do history and political science. I would focus on that. I would focus on English, because being able to write is a big deal. If you were science motivated, I would tell you go into the science and like learn computer science. But if you want to do immigration law, I think anything that relates to how people migrate, borders, countries, knowing the political backgrounds of countries where there's lots of war, because you might be doing asylum cases. I'm a history major. My wife, who I practice law with, is a political science major. So I think those two areas in college would be good. For now, I would find out if there's do you live in a big city?
Somewhat large, yeah.
I would see if there are legal services for immigrants. Like here in St. Louis, we have this thing called the MICA Project, and it lets people, it does free immigration work for immigrants who can't afford it. And I would see if I could volunteer to help, anything that you're going to be able to put into your resume to show a dedicated interest in immigration or in law. Even if your school doesn't have those programs that we talked about, anything that you can do, or even like an immigration law firm. I mean, high school, it's sort of hard for us to find people, things for people to do, but you might be able to find something being like a file clerk in the summer. I think that people might need your help. And I would look at immigration firms. I would look at pro bono immigration outfits to see if you can help that way, because you'll just start to learn the language and learn things that will put you way ahead of other people, even in college.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, right now I'm working with a teacher to try to set up a community outreach kind of like program after school that works with helping immigrants in the area.
Nice.
So that's kind of the only thing I have right now, really, besides 1 year of debate. But I guess another question would be, is going into law school the best way I can help immigrants, or are there other kind of like career fields that would be better options or alternatives?
Well, if you're legally inclined, I think it's a great place to be. So the reason I started doing immigration is because everyone at the mosque was asking me to help them with their immigration stuff. So there's a huge need for good immigration lawyers. If you watch this show at all, you'll hear lots of people complaining about their lawyers, wishing they had a lawyer who got screwed over by their lawyer. So there is a huge need for immigration lawyers, and there will continue to be. So I would say keep going.
Okay, awesome. What skills should I have that are necessary? You kind of went over that a bit with the first question, but like people skills, kind of like certain skills that I should have as a person.
So definitely the number one thing would be a demonstrated ability to write. So if you can work for the school newspaper or the yearbook where you're actually doing writing, I would really work hard on my English classes so that I can write. I went to a really great high school. I had better writing lessons in high school than I did in college, but any classes you can take where you have to develop critical thinking, developing facts. You might just pick up the SAT book and then the LSAT book, because there's lots of logic problems and stuff on there. So anything with logic, I think, would help. But as far as interpersonal stuff, anything you can do, like even at a hospital or anything where you can show empathy or learn how to read people and listen to people and empathize with people. I mean, I think we do a lot of stuff on here on the show and in general in our office. Huli, who's on this call, she spends a lot of time talking to people that are sad, right? Like there's people that are separated from their spouse. There was someone on the show a couple weeks ago who's basically getting beaten by her husband. So and my wife handles a lot of our asylum cases, and she has to deal with like female genital mutilation and all this really hard stuff. So anything you can do to develop those muscles would be good.
Awesome. And I guess one final question would be, what can I expect like following law school, like in finding a career and a job? Like what is that process like, or how easy is it?
Yeah. So what I tell people all the time is, like, at our office, when we're looking to hire an immigration lawyer, we want to know, are you an immigrant? Are you related to an immigrant? have you lived overseas? Any of those things? So any travel abroad would be really good for you. So if you can travel abroad in high school, that would be great. Or in the summer, if you can do that, or even just like 2 or 3 weeks. Just people that have traveled abroad and have seen things beyond America, I think that really gives them a good perspective. It lets them know what it feels like not to be the majority race in the majority country, you know. And then once you're in law school, and anything you can do to demonstrate an interest in immigrants, so volunteer work, writing. I tell law students all the time, like, you should be blogging about immigration. You should be writing on LinkedIn about immigration. If you show over time, like, think about it this way: if you have 2 applicants in front of you, one of whom has been writing or blogging or living about immigration for the last 4 years, and another person who comes in, and we get people like this all the time, Mackenzie. Oh, like, what do you guys do around here? Like, they really don't even know, right? So, like, you'd be amazed at how just caring a little bit to read up about Jim, read up about Amani, read up about Huli, read up about the people that work there, like, that puts you so far ahead of most of the people that apply. Most people just send out resumes everywhere. They're not very targeted. So just to be very laser focused on what it is that you want, you can totally set yourself up to be an immigration lawyer 6 years from now, or 9 years from now, I guess. But, you know, just one step at a time and just keep going.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Sure, Mackenzie. Stay in touch. Let me know if you need anything, okay?
I will. Thank you.
All right. See ya. All right. That was a nice call. Mackenzie came on after school. She wants to be an immigration lawyer, and we asked her to come on in to talk to us about that. So we're glad that she did. Hidayat is waving frantically. What up, Hidayat?
Hi, how are you, sir? This is Jim.
What's up?
Hi. Yeah, thank you so much to answer my call. And we spoke last, I think, 2 weeks ago. Regarding my case. So give me a minute. And you said you sent me an email, and I got that email. But I forget to ask one thing, which I forgot about to mention to you. My question was actually about the asylum. I did the asylum in 2019. I got my interview in 2021, and being waiting, I did not get my decision. So I applied for the FOIA. So in FOIA, I got that they're going to refer my case to the immigration court. So my question is that if we sue them, so they will consider my case to the immigration court, or what will be happen?
You're saying that you did a FOIA and they said they're going to refer you, but they haven't actually gone ahead and referred you yet. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, sir. And there's no any dates on that letter. There's no date. And I talked to my previous attorney. They said that this looks like a draft copy. I don't know, is that true or not?
Okay, so let me ask you this question. So when you applied for asylum, you told the government that you were afraid to go back home, right?
Yes, sir.
And you applied for asylum with the asylum officer. You had an interview, and they rejected your case, which means that the officer didn't think that you had a valid asylum case and is going to let you raise asylum as a defense to deportation in the immigration court, right?
Well, when I checked online, it's still showing me a pending decision.
Right, but what you're telling me though is there's some draft opinion, and it's probably going to get referred to the immigration court. That's what I'm saying, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
Do you agree?
I don't know, sir, why they mentioned, because my interview was good. I did my interview for 8 hours.
Yeah,
and
but you'll agree with me that the signs point to you not getting asylum voluntarily from the asylum office. If you're going to get asylum, you're going to do that at the risk of deportation in the immigration court. Do you agree?
I did not understand, sir. Make it more. Clarify.
I'm talking like a lawyer. Sorry about that. Here we go. You ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you applied for asylum, right?
Yes, sir.
And you got to see an asylum officer, and as you said, tell the officer for 8 hours about your case, right? And as we sit here today on May 19th, 2023, you do not have an approval notice, right?
Yes, sir.
And because you don't have an approval notice, you sent in a FOIA request to see if you could find out anything more about your case, right?
Yes, sir.
And when you sent in your FOIA request, one of the things you got back was a copy of some kind of a draft decision by the asylum officer that seems to say they're not going to give you asylum, but rather they're going to send you to the immigration court, right?
Yes, sir.
So in the immigration court,
Yes.
You could get deported. You know that, right?
I don't know, sir, about that, because the reason they mentioned there in the draft letter, that reason is not like a specific reasons.
Yeah, they don't have to give a reason.
There's no making.
They don't have to give a reason. But here's the point.
Uh-huh. Yes, sir.
Okay, so asylum has two parts. One is in the asylum office, and the other one is in the immigration court. So you don't get to appeal. There's no appeal when the asylum office says no. The way that you get to challenge whether or not you get asylum is you go to deportation court, and there's going to be a lawyer there, and that lawyer is going to say, Judge, you need to deport Hidayat. He entered here. He has no status. You should kick Hidayat out and send him home. And you're going to say, you and your lawyer, you're going to say, yo, whoa, ho. Don't send me back. I need asylum in the United States. I'm raising asylum as a defense. But if you lose there,
Yes,
you get deported. You understand?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
If you lose next time, you're leaving the United States, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So I don't know why you're in a hurry to get to immigration court. I don't know why you're in a hurry at all. If we already say, I'm here in the United States, I'm not getting sent back home today, I have a work card, and it seems like they want to deny me, why in the world would you want to push this case to go faster? You want this case to go slower because every day you're here is one day safer for you not to be sent back home.
Sir, yeah, so there's some reasons behind. That's why I'm trying to push them so I can. So, do you mean if you sue them, then they will deny the case right away?
I'm not going to sue them. I'm not filing a lawsuit on this case. But you're not answering my question. Why do you want them to decide your case fast? You're saying that it's not safe for you to go back home. You know
Yeah.
that you're at risk of being sent back home. I don't know why you want this to go faster.
So I have reasons. That's why I'm trying to push them.
But what are the reasons?
Yes, sir. There's some matters I want to discuss. I want to discuss with you in person. I mean, there's some problems. That's the
If you
reason
don't
why.
wanna if you don't want to tell me, that's fine. But the question is it
Uh-huh.
more important than your safety? Because where you're headed right now is to getting sent back home. That's where you're headed. The asylum officer seems to be saying that you're not getting asylum, and they want to send you to the deportation court. And most asylum cases in deportation court are denied. Most are denied. So you're on a track to be sent back home. So whatever other interest you have to say to yourself, is that more important than me being safe here today and having the ability to work today? That's why I won't file a lawsuit, because it's not safe.
So what about the family, sir?
What you mean? You're saying that you want to push your asylum case so that you can file an I-730 to bring other family members to the United States? That's why?
I mean, yes, sir. I mean, if they're a risk.
But that I understand. But if you're going to lose, then all that's going to happen is you're going to get sent back to be with them.
So, what would be your opinion, sir? I need your opinion. What I want to do.
My opinion is sit tight, keep working, send money back home, and don't do anything to push your asylum case. It seems like it's on life support. It's in trouble. I don't know why you would push it. That's what I'm trying to explain to you.
Okay.
Two things aren't related.
So your opinion is not
Listen.
them.
Diet. Listen, the two things aren't related.
Mhm.
Just because you want your family here doesn't mean you should sue. Just because you want your family here doesn't mean your asylum case is good. Doesn't mean your asylum case is going to win. Those two things aren't necessarily related. I understand it as a human being that you want your family here, but at the same time, you said and felt that it's not safe for you. So the last thing I think you want to do is sue them. You want the case to go slow.
Okay. So okay. So okay. I'm confused, sir. I'm totally confused right now.
I don't know why you're confused. What are
I
you
thought,
confused about?
if we sue them to push the case and we can get something that they're supposed to, but now right now I'm totally confused right now.
Why are
If
you
I sue them, then
what's confusing you? I just explained the whole thing to you. What is confusing?
so there's I mean there's a problem. That's the reason that I need to do something and bring the family and
But your asylum case is about to be denied. In fact, it seems that the asylum officer has already referred it or is about to refer it to the immigration court, which is where you go to get deported.
okay.
I know you want your family here, but an I-730, you know you can't file it unless the asylum case is approved, and it seems like they don't want to approve your case. Not saying that you can't win in the immigration court, but unless you have like a really, really strong case, I think you're just sitting tight to wait and see what happens. It sucks.
I mean, my case was strongest to me, and I provide whatever the evidence I have. I provide them everything, whatever I have. But I don't know.
Most asylum interviews aren't 8 hours, and you already know that there's a draft referral to the deportation court. So I know you think it's a good case, but it seems like they don't.
It said the case is not denied. It's just they are going to refer the case to the immigration court. This is what mentioned on that letter.
But that means they've refused it. That means your big shot at getting asylum is over. Your big shot, your best chance to get asylum is from the asylum officer. Your worst chance is in the immigration court. Because remember, there's a prosecutor there trying to kick your ass out of the United States.
Yeah.
You know, at the asylum office, it's supposed to be friendly. At the asylum office, they're supposed to be kind and give you a fair shot. I got to get going, Hadid. I got some other people waiting. Okay, buddy? I guess he's gone. Good luck to him. I tried to make it as clean and organized as possible. That was tough. All right, let's say hi to Lewis. Hello, Lewis.
Hi, Tim.
How are you?
I'm good, and you?
I'm great.
Oh, I'm so happy to get in touch with you this evening.
Awesome. What can I help you with?
Yeah, I have some quick questions. I think I should just take a rundown of my immigration story. From there, you can interrupt and ask questions, and I can go ahead to ask my questions as well.
Sounds good.
Okay, thank you. I came to the United States in 2017 with a J1 visa. So I worked with that J1 visa for some years. So within that time, actually I come from Cameroon, that's in West Africa. So my wife and 2 kids were not able to get a J2 visa when I came here in 2017.
Yep.
So in 2018, I went home for a visit. In 2019, I went home for a visit too. But in 2019, when I went home, I got into the political situation in Cameroon, which is, I don't know if you know anything about Cameroon as far as the civil unrest.
I know a lot of people are applying for asylum. Yep.
Exactly. So I actually was a member of the teachers group there, like a civil society. So when I got home, I was arrested. That was 2019. I was arrested and detained for a short time.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, thank you, sir. So I was released and then my J visa was valid, so I just had to hurriedly came back to the United States. When I came back, I filed for asylum.
Good. During
that period. But unfortunately, the asylum have not been able to be processed up to this point as we speak. So in course of that, I went through my J1. I got a waiver for the J1. I switched to H1B visa presently. So at this point, I equally applied for the TPS, which I got it approved.
Yeah.
The reason I gave was for the arrest and everything. They got it approved. So recently I got the H-1B visa approval. And then I asked my wife to go to the embassy for a visa. When she got there, she was refused a visa. The officer told her that they can't give her a visa because I have a pending asylum application. So it's really been traumatizing, a complicated issue. So my attorney told me he doesn't know why they should refuse her a visa, given that I have approval for an H-1B.
Well, there's a difference between should and can, right?
Yeah.
So I don't think that they should, but there's no doubt that they can.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I got you.
So your H-1B, was that with like a university?
Actually, I'm a science teacher in a high school.
High school. Okay. All right. So did you go through the lottery?
No, I did the CAP exam through the school district.
Okay. And that's been approved, or that's
It's been approved. It's been approved already. So present, I'm in that status now.
so the question is, so you have your H-1B, wife and kids go to apply for an H-4, and the embassy turns them down because of your asylum case.
Exactly.
And they told you that.
Yes, they told her that. That's exactly why they told her that the application, they didn't say anything about her application. The only thing she was told was that they can't give her a visa because your husband has got a pending asylum application.
What's the filing date on your asylum case?
That asylum was filed, I think it was November 2019.
Okay. And 2019?
Yes, sir.
And do you know which asylum office has your case?
Actually, by then I was in Florida. The case, the office should be Miami.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So I presently I'm now in Georgia. So I changed my address. I don't know exactly if I.
Yeah.
Actually, the case, the office should be Miami.
So have you updated your address with the asylum office?
Yes, sir.
And does your lawyer tell you how strong they think your asylum case is?
Yes, he even did one time he did a briefing on the present situation of Cameroon, but still yet they didn't call me up. And he said it was a strong case based on the.
It sounds like a strong case to me. And it's funny. I was just talking to the last guy about why I wouldn't want to file a lawsuit on that one. But I think if we filed a lawsuit, I could get you an interview in a couple months. I don't know what the decision would be, but I'm pretty sure if your case has been pending for 4 years, if we sue them, you'll get an interview within 60 days. So what I would say is you and your attorney could get your case stronger and updated because it's 4 years old. So I would develop the facts more, and then I would sue them, and then you and the lawyer go in for your interview.
Okay. So another quick question is the district attorney in charge of the H-1B visa was saying that she was going to equally find out from USCIS why they should refuse a visa. And I don't know if that's something that he can go through to.
The district attorney? You mean the district director?
The district attorney in charge of the H-1B petitions and everything. As the district I work with.
The school district attorney.
The school district attorney, yeah.
So is your J1 over?
No, the J1 is over.
And did you file for the H-1B before the J1?
This is the situation. The J1 got interrupted because of the waiver. By then, I had an employment authorization from the asylum. So when I got the TPS approval, that's when the H-1B became approved because it gave me back a status.
And then what's the problem now with the H-1B? I don't understand what's the problem.
So the H-1B is actually going to, it's okay. I mean, that's status now. So the attorney
you have the I-94, you have the H-1B approval notice?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what's the question?
So the question is the attorney was trying to figure out if there can be an intervention at the level of USCIS as far as the H-4 visa refusal from my family is concerned.
They can try, but the State Department's going to do what they want.
Okay.
They can try, but don't hold your breath.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, to me, the one other good reason to file a lawsuit on the asylum case is that you now have the protection of the H-1B. So
Yeah.
even if they refuse it, you don't get sent to deportation court like that last guy because you have the H-1B carrying you over.
Yes. Okay, so in this case of for a lawsuit, do I need to contact the attorney that has my file?
They probably don't need to do that. Usually, what we do is we do the lawsuit, and that lawyer just keeps the asylum case. You guys get it ready. Well, it's going to take 2 months for them to get served and everything. So let us do the lawsuit. He makes your case stronger, and he goes to your interview with you. We just handle the lawsuit to try to get you the interview.
Okay, because the last time I talked with him he said he was going to inquire again, and that I threatened them for a lawsuit and whatsoever. But I don't know if that's what he did. I've not been able to talk with him for more than a month.
I don't know. Most lawyers are afraid to sue. Most lawyers don't know how to sue, and sending a letter hardly ever works because they're getting sued so much anyway that a letter threatening to sue, they're just like, yeah, whatever. I'll pay attention to you if you sue me.
Okay. So in that case, say in case you want to sue, what steps?
Just send us an email and say, my name is Louis. I was on the show with Jim on Friday around 3:45, and I want to talk to him or one of the lawyers about suing on my 4-year delayed asylum case.
Okay. So I said it was November 2019, so I don't think it's really up to 4 years. November this year will make it 4 years.
Anything over 2 is fine for asylum.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Louis. Have a good weekend.
You too, sir.
Bye, buddy.
Bye-bye.
All right. As I mentioned, everybody, I got to cut today's show a little bit short. We're going to do a show this weekend. I don't know when. So if you want to be on our list, text the word show to 314-470-3300. We have softball this weekend. I will try to figure out a time to do a show maybe tomorrow afternoon or Sunday afternoon. I'll keep you posted. I hope you all have a great weekend. Thank you all for being here, and we will see you next time. Thank you, Huli, for all of your help and all of your hard work fighting for immigrants. I hope you have a great weekend, and I hope everyone else has a great weekend. Peace out. Thanks, everybody.